minute to go in Raleigh. It's a 1-point lead. Horn had it poked away. Keeps it from Middlebrooks. 6 to shoot. Ben on the drive. Got all the way to the basket. And one! Oh, my goodness!
Oh, I don't know. Now we got a double technical, and one of the technicals is on Middlebrooks, and now there's another technical on Diarra. So what I saw was 2 technicals on North Carolina State, 1 on Wake Forest.
So Middlebrooks went to the basket, scored, and draws the foul.
Wait, that was some sequence right there.
So Middlebrooks, if a double technical's been called on Sallis and Middlebrooks, Sallis will have his 4th, Middlebrooks will have his 5th. Then there may have been another one administered to Diarra.
I thought they called a technical on Diarra.
And in a 3-point game here with 48 seconds left, we're going to have a bunch of free throws.
So Middlebrooks takes in, Carr loses his balance, now commits the foul. And Middlebrooks is not trying to run into Sallis, but he does. Sallis says something to him. They go jaw to jaw. There's a double technical called, and then Diarra goes after Sallis as well.
Now Jeffrey Anderson, across the way here, is talking to the scorebook official at the table. And then Trey Steins and Jeb Hartness are at the monitor here.
And the situation like this, there was all kinds of people out on the court. Did anybody from the bench come out on the court?
Right.
If players from any of the benches came out on the court, then they, by rule, they've got to leave the game. They're ejected from the game. The other thing here...
So one more look again at the sequence. You see Middlebrooks the basket. He bumps into Sallis, then they get nose to nose. And Jeffrey Anderson quickly calls double technical fouls on Sallis and Middlebrooks. And then Diarra and Sallis end up in the front row of the seats down to our right here.
But that's a great job. What you saw, the North Carolina coaching staff kept all their players on the bench.
Yeah. Kareem Richardson, remember now, he's kind of running the show at the bench now with Kevin Keats being ejected late in the first half.
But here's what's been told is there are 2 double technical fouls. Middlebrooks and Sallis got called for a double technical foul. Diarra got called for a technical foul, but we understand now that Sallis was also called for a technical foul. So that means that not only is Middlebrooks out of the game, but Sallis now, with 2 technical fouls in that sequence, is also out of the game. So since there were 2 technical fouls on each side, there will be no free throws. The free throws cancel out.
So now it basically resolves itself back to NC State going to the free throw line, right?
Right.
Somebody will shoot for Middlebrooks.
A one-shot
foul.
And it can't be Middlebrooks.
Right. So now they got to get the bookkeeping squared away across. And Sallis, by the way, would have 2 technical fouls and be ejected. Those 2 fouls, by the way, those 2 technicals happen to be 5 fouls on Hunter Sallis as well. Diarra will be tagged with a 2nd foul. So he has 2 remaining. Middlebrooks is fouled out of the game, by the way, with a season high and career high 14 points with 48.6 left.
West, during this latest stretch by North Carolina State, Middlebrooks was front and center.
Yep. I think he and Diarra, regardless of how this comes out at the end, and NC State's going to like it up 3 now with 48.6 left. I would say this, Ben Middlebrooks and Mohamed Diarra have kind of put themselves in a position now, Dan, where I think NC State can look to them confidently really at both ends of the floor.
Well, I would agree with that. And the other thing, Wes, as you think about Wake Forest trying to rally from the deficit, whether it be 3 or 4 points, Sallis is their best 3-point shooter. You're talking about Middlebrooks and Diarra. They have combined, West, today for 22 points and 21 rebounds.
Right. Jeffrey Anderson, Trey signs, and we will get some resolve as to where the game is going to go with 48.6 left. Don't forget Georgia Tech and Clemson still to come tonight on ACC Network. Jayhawks or WNTN. That has started over on the ESPN app. And we will send you to Clemson as soon as we are done here in Raleigh. And Jeffrey Anderson talking to Steve Forbes, along with Jeff Hartness there. So Trey Steins has finished giving Dan a fairly lengthy update.
Well, isn't that interesting?
Okay, what do we have here?
Well, what we have is that it is as we thought. Middlebrooks and Sallis got a double technical foul.
Okay.
Then Diarra and Sallis headbutted one another.
Okay.
So they got dead ball technical fouls, and they both have been ejected from the game.
Okay. So Diarra is out.
Diarra is out.
But he's standing on the floor.
Yeah, but I just was told he's out. Diarra is out. Middlebrooks is out. Sallis is out. And so what has to happen now is North Carolina State has to put somebody in for Middlebrooks to shoot the free throw.
There's Jeff Hartness to clarify a little more. So Diarra will head to the tunnel.
So Aaron Richardson, not letting the grass grow under his feet, he puts in O'Connell.
Yeah.